the international airport. I am jet setting somewhere, but today I am picking up a very special guest. Can you all guess who it is? Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Yasmin. So, if you have been following my social media as of about early December, you would know that I was entertaining 2 house guests from America. So, my best friend arrives from the United States tomorrow morning. I'm super excited. I'm gonna ask her if she'll let me vlog all of this, but for a little gift, I got all of us as well. And I know what you're gonna say, non-eco, but this isn't for drinking or anything. This is like a keepsake souvenir. But I got all of our names put on Coke cans. And I also got them some keep cups so that they can get their coffee in their keep cups while they are here. They also need to get water bottles because the water here is safe from the tap, which is unlike America. So I'm about to wrap these presents to Sydney to see me and to see around, and they had a great time, as did I, because I went and did a lot of things that when you live in a particular place and there's something that you want to do or see, you kind of don't really all the time because you're like, yeah, it's always there, blah, 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 blah. So in this particular video, I'm going to be telling you what you can do in Sydney, what you can see if you come here for a shorter vacation, which is a period of 1 week. Very short holiday if you come to Australia, like a lot of other countries, like the United States, for example, and others. They're very big countries and very diverse. They have different climates in each particular part, and I wouldn't, you know what I mean? I would definitely recommend seeing the others. A personal favorite for me is up in the far north, like in the Northern Territory and far north Queensland, but they have a different period of time in which it's best to go and visit. For this particular video, I'm going to be talking specifically about Sydney and the things that we did in Sydney for that period of 7 days, so you can have a really good time and you can leave feeling absolutely exhausted, as I was exhausted from showing them around. And I had a really great time. Well, I showed them just around the local area for the first day, and as you can imagine, the first day is, you know, filled with a little bit of jet lag and everything, so it was really just. I also introduced them to Australian coffee, and I do believe that Australia has the best coffee in the world. We treat it like a science, and for people to become baristas, they need to do a lot of intensive training, and that doesn't even mean that they'll become good baristas at that. You treat your barista with a lot of respect here. It's a very well respected profession because they do provide you with your daily fix of caffeine, and unless you've had the coffee here, you really don't know what coffee is. Honestly, they say in Italy has the best coffee in the world, but no, I don't think so at all. I really believe it's here, and people who come here are kind of like my house guest, for one, was like, woo, and then was outside on the balcony later, all sweating with withdrawals, just it was really kind of funny. Took them to a local pizzeria where they had some wood-fired pizza and some food, so they knew where to get food of, you know, just what they really like. The second day I took them to a wildlife park, and I decided to take them to the Australian Reptile Park, planning to also take them to Featherdale as well, but I didn't realise they had cut their visit short by 7 days, and because they were meant to be here for 10. So we didn't get to Featherdale, but it really doesn't matter. Featherdale also is in conjunction with Mogo Zoo, which is down, which Mogo Zoo has tragically been affected by the bushfires just before New Year's, and the animals had to be evacuated or saved to put into their enclosure, but it's very sad at the moment. But there are other places in which you can go to see our wildlife. I do like wildlife parks because you can get really hands-on with them and have, you know, this is really cute. So I did take them there. Then I had to take them to the Bondi and Coogee Coastal Walk. You cannot come to Sydney and not see Bondi Beach. Although I do believe that Western Australia, and I'm going to be biased here, but I'm going to say Western Australia, we do have the best beaches back in my motherland. But you can't come to Sydney and not see the famous Bondi Beach. You just can't. You can't go there. You can't come here and not see the Bondi lifeguards. You can't come here and, you know, I did want to go up and see there's some Aboriginal rock art that's in the rocks, cavings that are on the north side, and also took them down to, we didn't quite make it to Coogee because one of my house guests was wearing wedges.
which is not a really appropriate foot attire to be doing the Bondi Coogee walk, but good effort. We did make it most of the way. You can't come to Sydney unless you do that walk. It's absolutely beautiful and something that a lot of us locals do on a regular basis.
Day 2, showing my friends Bondi Beach. Lexi is having the time of her life in the old cemetery.
Then we all went out to dinner and we went down to Luna Park, down to see Luna Park at the night time. Luna Park is pretty historic as well because Luna Park has a bit of a dark history, which one of my house guests, Lexi, has a little bit of a ghost fantasy, a haunted house fantasy. And because of those ghosts, like the ghost train fires, it kind of added like an element of mystery. So we went down there, took some photos down there. We didn't go on any rides because the other house guest is afraid of rides, but they had a great time and then we ate some dinner. So you know the Harbour Bridge, like the Harbour Bridge. Everyone knows the Harbour Bridge. So when we were leaving Luna Park, we went up the wrong elevator and then we got to actually on the bridge. I never knew in the whole time I have been in Sydney that people actually regularly cross that bridge. I just thought people drive over it, people get the train over it, people get the ferry under it, but I never knew it was like a thing to walk over it. But as walking, I was like, oh, stuff it. It was about to storm, like there were these big dark clouds, and the reason why we left Luna Park was because we could feel sprinkles of rain, but we're like, nah, stuff it, we gotta walk. And we walked it, it was an amazing walk, to the point that even the next night or a couple of nights later, we decided to walk across it again because they wanted to go get the souvenir chocolates from Luna Park with the Luna Park to take back home. So I actually walked across the Harbour Bridge twice and it was a milestone for me. I'd never even done that before. Would I do it again? Yes, it was really lovely up there. You get a great view. They had a nice breeze and everything. It was great fun. Highly recommend doing it. You can also climb the bridge too if you're really game. To be quite honest, even walking across it, I saw some climbs up there and I went, oh, I've skydived twice and love it, but like, I don't know if I could climb the bridge. Very safe, absolutely worth doing. Do it if you really get the time. You can also go up the Centrepoint Tower, which we did not do because a lot of the days had like smoke-filled air and we got views and doing other things anyway, but you can go outside up top of the Centrepoint Tower and get a good view from up there as well.
It's like a little windy. Just a little windy.
After we walked across the Harbour Bridge the second time and came back, we did a ghost tour. It was great. I've never done the ghost tour either. Like the Rocks in Sydney has a really like creepy and historic past. It was one of the first areas that got settled, and we even went inside the very first house, which is also haunted because a woman got like killed by her husband in there. Went all around and it was really great. They actually have the South Side Rocks tour for the ghost and the North Side Rocks tour for the ghost. We did the South Side, I believe, but I'm actually going to do the North Side one as well. It was really historic, like little tiny things and hidden graves and all this other stuff that I didn't even know was even there, and like buildings that, I mean, you'd have no idea that someone got murdered in most of these buildings. You just walk on by and la 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 la, like full on. So that was really fun. We even like made a detour into this random dog party. It was like, we're like, why are all these dogs dressed up in dresses, like little party dresses and stuff? We're like, oh, what's this? So we just like sabotaged and invited ourselves into this party. We're like, oh, it was like a little dog's party. Next day, we went to Taronga Zoo to see some more animals. One of my house guests, Lexi, had been to Taronga Zoo already, but the other hadn't, and I can't say I haven't been there since I was a little kid. So that was another great day. It's very close. You can get there on the ferry straight over. They do rotate the animals, so that particular zoo, when there's one out in Western Plains Zoo, they are joint together, whereas Featherdale and Mogo are sisters. So that one there and the one that have a breeding one out in the Western Plains Zoo, so that's another zoo you can go to if you like animals as well. So we spent the day out at Taronga Zoo and we were absolutely exhausted. day shopping. We found the elf on the shelf, which was just before Christmas, and just kind of like stuck around locally. Like we were a little bit exhausted from our time around. I took one of my house guests on a surprise because I knew their second house guest would really appreciate this cultural experience, as would Lexi. I took them to the Black Markets, BLAK, which is an Aboriginal market. It's on Bear Island, down near La Perouse. It's only on every 3 months, so it just so happened that it was on in the time that they were here. So I was like, you know what, that I need to take them there because they really need to experience some Aboriginal culture. They're not going to be able to get this experience anywhere else. It's only on every 3 months. They can buy things, they can, you know, meet. So one of them got a spiritual healing done. They had a smoking ceremony. They were on markets. They even ate some crocodile and kangaroo.
Mistress Lexi, what do you have today?
I have a crocodile sausage.
Crocodile sausage. And do you like your bush tucker?
I do. I like my bush meat barbecue.
Yummy. So if you are here when that's on, I definitely recommend going if you want like a cultural experience. They do have similar things on in other cities. You'll just need to check with those cities as to what's going on, but you need to also, you know, I think it's a great, if you do come to Australia, to also experience our Aboriginal culture as well as, you know, our Western culture and what is here now as well. Things done, like, you know, some facial and massage and blah, blah, blah. So we went off hiking, and then I also took them down to Andrew Boy Charlton Pools, which is a swimming pool, an outdoor swimming pool, which is just down here at just down at Woolloomooloo. Another like outdoor pool is the Icebergs, but that particular day the Bondi Icebergs pool was closed for some random reason, so we went to the other one. A couple of things that we really did want to get done, but we could not, because by the time we'd done all the other things and we went to go do these, we actually got a report that New South Wales government has shut down or like put a gate up and closed all the national parks, just a high fire danger. So it was dangerous for us humans, and also, you know, the less footprint going through it is less, you know, ability to start a fire. So we were meant to go to the figure 8 pools in the Royal National Park and the Wedding Cake Rock, but that trip got cancelled literally the day before. So when we were coming back from Taronga Zoo on the ferry, that's when we got the email notification that we could not go. We also wanted to go to the Blue Mountains and see like the Three Sisters and do the cable ride, but unfortunately, sadly for them, that it was closed. But if you are coming, there are a couple of other things. There are like, you know, national parks around that you can see. I definitely recommend the Blue Mountains and also the Royal National Park with the figure 8 pools. If you know what the figure 8 pools, it like goes in an 8 like that, and you can, it's very nice. But please heed with caution. It can be dangerous if you are not careful. So people underestimate the power of the ocean, and especially, you know, like us Aussies, we've been brought up in that we're taught water safety from a very young age, and we're taught to swim from a very young age. And like I had my bronze cross before I was like, how old was I? Maybe 13 when I got my bronze cross, which is like a life-saving, like above that you need your bronze medallion, then bronze cross I got, which is like above life-saving. You know, I was really young when I got that, so it's kind of something that's in our, we're brought up with, and people come from overseas and underestimate what the water heroes do. So if you've ever seen the show Bondi Rescue, you would know how many, they're usually not locals that need rescuing, they're usually people from overseas. So please heed with caution. When you come, there are flags, so it's like swim between the flags when you do go to a beach. Don't swim any in like beaches that are unpatrolled with lifeguards, because if you're not familiar with like beach safety, you can land yourself in trouble. And it's the same as going to the figure 8 pools at the Royal National Park or any of our like other, you know, reserves and everything. It's probably best, if you're not a familiar person, to go with a local guide who does know the way and does know the local like dangers that are on that route. Oh, and then we did obviously celebrate some Christmas, and we went and saw Santa Claus. Yes, we saw Santa Claus and had a photo taken all together, the family photo for Christmas. I had to jump in back today because I did miss a couple of things out of the video when I realised when I was editing it last night. By the way, I've got a fresh manicure now, so I'm looking much more presentable today. Anyway, so, well, I missed out that Miss Lexi and I did go and see a show at the Sydney Opera House. But it was a terrible show, and the reason I probably forgot was because we left for the intermission. We like snuck out, but then it was the intermission and we realised that we didn't really have to sneak out anyway, because then everyone else started to get up. But it was literally painful, like painful. I think her and I are way too ADD to be sitting in a show to watch a woman snip flowers for like 30 minutes. It was like horrendous. But I guess, you know, if you see the program and there's a show that you like, go and see, you know, something cool, because I've seen Janet Jackson there. I've been to some really good shows down there. So it's not all like, you know, just this particular one was really painful. And I would be lying if I said that my outro is completely honest. I'm going to show you the outro that I did at the end of this anyway. But in actual fact, after my friends left, I had tour guide feet in which I needed to fix, and here's a photo of my tour guide feet. It's not all roses, right? You know, my feet aren't always glam. Here's after. Solid 3 days of my face looking like this. I was very, very upset when my friends left, and I still am very upset that I'm not closer. So I guess, you know, moral of the story is don't leave it so long to see your really, really close friends. Make effort to see your good friends more often. It's been 2 years since I have caught up with Lexi, and it's way, way too long. In fact, I think I might cry again right now. So if you like this video, please make sure to give me a subscribe and a thumbs up, as well as the bell notification to get notifications. And peace out and happy holidays if you're coming here.